Alright guys, we got the Samsung Galaxy A52. This has been a hyped up phone for me at least, because I was a big fan of the A51, and to me they made the best improvements that they could with this model. I think it's starting at around 360 right now. I'll put those links down below. And yeah, so I'm just really excited about this. Just the spec sheet alone, the improvements that they've done with this model were all of the right improvements that I was looking for. Stereo speakers added, a high refresh rate added. They just made every good move with this phone, so I was really excited. And also a better processor on the base model, because if you remember, I kind of complained about the A51 being a little kind of slow. Well, not slow, but like a little laggy, I guess. But with this Snapdragon 720G, that should not be the case, and with a 90 hertz USB Type C, and then we've got our fast charging brick. So that's pretty much it. No case or anything like. Oh wait, hold on. Maybe there is a case in here. We got our SIM. Yeah, no, there's no case. All right, so we got our SIM tray tool right there, and that's it. So let's go ahead and get this guy out. I'm also digging the design now. It's not as, a flashy and fun design as the A51's sort of psychedelic shifting colors design, and I'll have that comparison up soon. It's actually a matte back on here, so the whole, smudging fingerprint thing is gone. This is a phone, the A51 was a phone that when I was filming it, you have to constantly like wipe it down because it looks so bad on the camera when it's all smudged up like that. They got rid of that. It's a all matte back and it feels excellent, and it looks like it's a more expensive phone. Honestly, it does not look like, a $300 phone. It could really pass for something more expensive here, especially the way they did the camera module. I think that looks better as well. It's got a little bump. So yeah, I'm really digging the design. Now it's still all plastic, don't get me wrong, so it's gonna feel like, a budget phone, but it looks really clean, at least this white version. I think the black one will look even better, honestly. We do have the power button, volume rockers. We still have our headphone jack at the bottom, USB-C. Like I said, stereo speakers. Let's boot this guy up, and let me set it up, and we'll go ahead and run through the phone. Let's get this plastic off. Boom. Alright guys, we're all set up in the phone, and one of the things you should know is that this actually has an IP67 dust and water resistant design, which you rarely see in any type of mid-range phone here. So that was just an awesome addition that Samsung did, was putting that in there. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's go ahead and talk about the display here. I've really been enjoying the display. It's a 6.5 inch Super AMOLED display, 90 hertz on here, 800 nits, so it's pretty bright. It's 1080p with 407 for the PPI. Overall, it's a beautiful display. Yeah, you have a little bit of bezel on here, but honestly, it's really not that much. And the display is really nice. I went outdoors. It's really vibrant, and the display is bright. You have a little punch hole in the middle, which to me is the next best thing to a full screen display like on the 7 Pro. Samsung's little tiny punch hole is definitely, like I said, the next best thing. But yeah, I've really been liking the display, and the 90 hertz does make this phone feel just super smooth when you're scrolling and swiping and stuff like that. Everything just feels really fluid. So if you're coming from the A51, that is the first thing you'll notice right out of the box, is just how smooth everything looks and feels on the A52. So like I said in my previous videos, I really like where Samsung went with One UI. There is now the Google Now page on here with all of your latest news and stuff catered to what you've been searching and stuff like that. And your Samsung Edge is still here as well. My favorite feature is the 2-app split screen that they have on here. I absolutely love that feature on here. It's really awesome, and you can also set whatever app you want to be able to split screen and stuff like that, which is really nice. And everything seems to be really fast and fluid on this phone, so I've been really enjoying that. So let's go ahead and check out our toggles real quick, see what we got on here. Screen recorder is on here. That's nice. Link to Windows, power saving. Smart View Eye Comfort. Our dark mode is on here, and we probably got a couple of them hiding up here. NFC is on this device as well. Kids Home. I don't think this has the oh, it does. Secure folder is on here. Dolby Atmos. Yeah, everything is on here that you would expect. So nice. We got all of our toggles that I was hoping we would have here. Samsung introduced the stereo speakers on this device, and they sound pretty good. I'll go ahead and let you hear them. Max volume. Really nice sounding stereo speaker, so this will come in handy, especially when you're gaming and you might cover this part of the phone. So now you got this stereo speaker, so overall you just get a way better speaker experience. They're louder, crisper, punchier bass. Overall the speaker quality has definitely improved on the A52 here. Alright, so on the A52 we have the Snapdragon 720G, the Adreno 618, micro SD support on here, as well as 128 gigs of internal storage and 4 gigs of RAM on the base model. This processor is much better than the Exynos thing. I can't even remember the number, but it's way better than the Exynos processor that they had in the A51. And again, we'll get into that speed test in comparison so you guys can actually see what I'm talking about. I'll turn these speakers up so you guys can really hear these stereo speakers in action here. I'll do a full gaming test for you guys. We'll see what settings we're gonna get on PUBG and Fortnite. Show you guys the graphics. You can do high, very high. Everything looks great. Gaming performance is obviously going to be really good here with this chip.
Next whistle in 10 seconds. Next whistle in 10 seconds.
I haven't played this game in a minute. I have no clue what's going on. I'm not even gonna lie. Getting into your device seems to have improved on the A52 as well. So the fingerprint scanner seems more responsive to me, and I'm thinking that it just might have something to do with like the 90 hertz, just making it feel a lot smoother. But that definitely does feel just a little bit smoother to me. And you also have face unlock, if I can get it from behind here. You have face unlock, that works really fast as well. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about the cameras here. So I think the cameras are definitely a highlight with the A52. You have a 64 megapixel standard, a 12 megapixel ultra wide, 5 megapixel macro, and a 5 megapixel depth sensor. You also get 4K video and a 32 megapixel selfie that also shoots 4K as well. So let's go ahead and check out these samples here. And as you can see, it takes some very good photos for a mid-ranger. I was really impressed with color accuracy. I think this is definitely a step up from the A51 for sure. Color accuracy is really good. Dynamic range seems to be really good as well. You get a good amount of detail. White balance is pretty much on point. I never really had an issue with that. Overall, I was just really happy with the colors. The colors on here, and that was the surprising thing, the colors were kind of accurate. Now you still get the classic Samsung punchy image processing, but it wasn't like really dramatic like with the A51, so it seems to have a nice little balance which I noticed here. Portrait shots are really nice. You get a nice depth and blur effect. Also, low light shots are okay. You do get a softer image, and it does not look as good, but definitely not terrible. And overall, just the image quality was really good on here. The macro camera was really fun to play with. People say it's useless, but I like to use it for close-up shots, and also you can use it for reading ingredients on stuff if you don't have the best eyesight or whatever. And like I said, the selfie camera was pretty good as well. The one thing I noticed with the selfie camera is that I guess if you're in normal lighting, you might get like a kind of a softer photo, just a little bit. But if you're in like some really good lighting or outside, the image looks great. But indoors, it does still look good, but a little softer. I'll let you guys hear the audio and see the video. So the battery situation has improved on the A52. Instead of a 4,000 milliamp battery, you're now getting a 4,500 milliamp battery, 25 watt fast charging, which is pretty nice. So I'm gonna have to make an updated video seeing it myself, but from what I've seen on YouTube and what I've read about the battery life, you're averaging around 6 hours and 30 minutes to 7 hours and 30 minutes of screen on time, depending on if you're a light user or a harder gamer or whatever, which is good. So you still can get a full day's battery life out of this phone. And this is not the 5G version. This is just the standard 4G version. I'm assuming if you're on 5G, you probably will get even less battery life. So what do you guys think of the A52? I think Samsung made some really great decisions with this phone. I think they made all the right upgrades, especially with improving the camera. I think the design is definitely improved for this matte black, stereo speakers, 90 hertz, a better processor. I really think this was a great move. So what do you guys think? Be sure to let me know. I'll catch you guys in the next one.